everyone, it's the unicorn here, and today I have this crazy hot pink makeup look for you guys. And well, fuck you, Corona. Fuck you, quarantine. Fuck you, dying of boredom alone at home. But I found a way to entertain myself, and that is creating crazy makeup looks, taking a bunch of selfies, and posting them to Instagram. And you guys should try it too, because it's actually pretty fun and time just flies by. So, if you guys have any other recommendations besides hot pink, any other colors or any other style of makeup that you want to see on my YouTube channel, please let me know so I could do it in future videos. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. I had an itch on my forehead and I scratched it so hard that it left some redness behind. Ugh. Anyway, the foundation that we're going to be using today is the Etude Double Lasting Cover Foundation. And in my last video, I tried this out. And in that video, I didn't really talk about this foundation a lot. I wanted to talk about this foundation in this video today. And what I've noticed is you don't even need a full pump. That's a little too much. The shade I'm using today is, where is it? Sand 23N. And this is the darkest shade in the collection. However, I find that it's a little paler. I would have loved it if it had a little bit more shade diversity though. That is the foundation done, and I did put on concealer, but my camera just stopped filming at that moment, which is super annoying, but you know, concealer is concealer. You don't really need to see me put on concealer. Here we are with this perfect looking base, and let's see if it still looks perfect from this much distance. Let's get up close and personal, shall we? Okay. The skin looks really smooth. And even though the foundation is high coverage, it doesn't look thick or anything. It just still looks like skin. So far, very good. Now let's see the claims that this foundation has. Okay, so the first claim is that it has powerful coverage. Okay, yeah, it does. It's high coverage, and it has magnet-like adherence, and it has UV coverage. So if you look at the bottle, it says SPF 50+, PA+++++. But then again, this smells so much like sunscreen. The first thing you notice when you put this foundation on is that it smells like sunscreen. And I don't know how I feel about that, because the scent, I can still smell it. Kind of makes me feel that if you have sensitive skin, you might want to test it out before getting it. Yeah, just being completely honest here. It says that there are micro cover powders in this foundation, and there's also something called skin fitting polymer. And what these are is, first, micro cover powder is a silicone coating cover powder that helps to reduce the separation between oil pigment for long-lasting color. So basically, I think what it means is that there are powders in this foundation, and those powders are coated with silicone, so even if you have oily skin and the oil is trying to break through the foundation, the silicone that is covering the powders are going to prevent that. So basically, it's long-lasting. And multifunctional powder of different sizes covers bumpy skin. And I guess that explains why the skin looks so smooth right now. Next, skin fitting polymer helps the micro cover powder to stick to the skin. So I guess those two ingredients are supposed to be in conjunction. Apart from the long lasting, because I don't know how long this is going to last on my skin type, all the other claims seem to be pretty spot on. Alright, let's move on to the next step of the makeup. I always like to bronze my face first because I don't want to look like a sad potato. I always say that. Right, so I finished my brows and also bronzed my face. Gonna move on to the eyeballs. Finally. And for the eyes today, I'm going to be using the Etude Coffee Brewing Palette, which looks like this, and the shades in the palette. They look like very beautiful. neutral shades. And if you guys are interested in these colors, if you want to see a full swatch, check out the video right there, or maybe there, I don't know, somewhere up there. I'm going to use the shade called Hand Drip Latte. It's just a really, really light, yellowy, warmish brown. And just for a little more depth, I'm going to use the shade called Coffee Grinder, which is the darkest shade in the palette, and then place that in the outer corners, just like touching it. Alright, now that we have all that done, I'm gonna go in with a really, really fun shade. I'm going to use a shade from the Morphe. What palette are you? The Morphe Artistry palette in 15S Social Butterfly. So first, I'm going to take the shade called #Besties, which is a super duper hot pink color, and I'm just going to plop this on the lid, like that. I know, oh my god, right? Look at that color, so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is gorgeous. I love that. Okay, this is prettier than I thought it would be. And just like wing that out like you would wing a liner. Alright, and then take a blending brush and use that to soften all the edges of the eyeshadow. And for the lower lashes, I'm going to take the same pink on top of this eyeshadow. I'm going to use the shade called Bay, and this is a beautiful shade. Let me just show you on my finger. It's like a shimmery color that's right between pink and purple, so it's like a fuchsia shade. Kind of like gives you that instant fairy-like effect. See, look at that color. It's so iridescent and it's so pretty. I can't get over how pretty it is. Okay, now for the inner corners, I think I'm going to use this shimmer shade right over here. It's beautiful. Mocha Pot. It's like a gold multicolor glitter. I'm just going to pop that right in the inner corners. For the blush, I think I'm going to use the shade called Besties, which is the hot pink shade that I used on my eyelids. So recently on Netflix, I rediscovered the series that I watched a long time ago, and it's Dirk Gently's Detective Agency, I think. And that is such a good series. I don't understand why they canceled it. Elijah Woods is the main actor. He's adorable, as always. I have a runny nose. Oh my god. The snout is going to ruin my makeup. I can't let that happen. That feels better. And that show is so good. Dark humor-ish, but it's so funny. It's hilarious. I love it. Why would you cancel something that's really fun? Well, the more I look at my eyelids, the more I'm falling in love with that eyeshadow color. I think this is going to be my daily makeup now. I'm gonna do this makeup every single day. Nobody can tell me no. Oh my god, what did I do to my eyelid? Fuck you, hand. No, actually don't. I'll unfuck you. I need you. You know what? I decided not to give two shits about little things like this. I'm not doing makeup on a model right now. I'm not doing makeup for a photo shoot, so it doesn't need to be perfect, you know? It just needs to be pretty, and I think it's pretty. And I'm going to leave my eyes closed until they all dry. So, see you in 100 years, guys. I love highlighters. I love highlighters. Everybody who knows me knows that by now. Look at that. Ooh. So that's what the packaging looks like. I'm just using a brush that looks like this. It looks like the Rihanna highlighter brush. And ooh. Yes, baby, yes. Ooh. See, compared to this side, you can definitely see that glow. And this is pretty affordable as well. I mean, Edgeed is already a really affordable brand, but compared to other road shop brands, like other drugstore brands, this is even more affordable. I'm just going to put another layer on because y'all know that I want my highlight to be like ding, shining. My face is quite short, so it's short compared to the width, so that means I have a really round face. So to highlight the face and not emphasize the roundness, what I do is I go quite far up on the cheekbones, and then I like to swoop down to about beside the nose. Not all the way to the mouth, but quite far down in this kind of like S shape, if you will. And I feel like that catches the light very, very nicely. You can definitely see it, and it's really, really pretty. Wow, that's really, really nice. Look at that glow. Like, it just looks like really healthy, glowy skin. So this highlighter is called the Luxe On Highlighter. Luxe. I'm pretty sure they're not talking about that Luxe, but yeah. Anyway, this color is called Rose Glass, and if I just swatch it on the back of my hand, let's see what the color looks like. It looks like this. It's like, can you see it? Probably not. It's a really subtle highlighter, so just swatched by itself, you probably won't be able to see it. It's basically a nude color. Edgeed does say that this highlighter is really suitable for Korean skin tones, but I feel like it's pretty universal. Even if you're not Korean, I feel like you're gonna get a lot of use out of this if you actually get your hands on it. So, ta-da! And this is the final look. Now, the lip color that I used today is this Ginger Sugar Tint Balm from Aritaum in the color number 2, Lovely Pink. It's this color right here. The products that I used today, well, I did use a lot of products, but the 2 products that I mainly want to talk about is the Double Lasting Cover Foundation and the Luxe On Highlighter. So this foundation you can only get at the Edgeed online mall or Olive Young online and offline stores. It claims to last a really long time, and it's been 3 hours since I've had this foundation on, so let's take a look. It didn't do any weird shit, it didn't fade away, so yeah, it does last pretty long, I guess, but I am going to wear this for a couple more hours, and I will check in with you guys every hour or maybe every 2 hours if I can. The only thing that I've noticed is around the nose, it's starting to crease and separate a little bit. So let's see how that looks after 2 hours. I'm not going to touch up my makeup. I would give this foundation a 4.5 out of 5. Although I don't have sensitive skin, and when I used this foundation before, it did not irritate my skin whatsoever. I just don't like putting scented products all over my face. However, the finish is really nice, so I think I am willing to give it a pass for this foundation, you know? The next product that I want to talk about is the Luxe On Highlighter. Now, the packaging for this one is pretty lightweight. It just feels like cheap plastic, and I don't really want the packaging to be luxurious either, because I don't need it to be luxurious for this price point. Anyway, this foundation, this highlighter is a baked highlighter. And what's good about baked highlighters is that they go on the skin very transparent and really fresh. So the skin looks like skin without being too blingy. And this is also made as a dupe for the Laura Mercier baked highlighters. Now, I do own a couple of Laura Mercier highlighters, but I don't have the baked ones. I don't think they're the baked ones, so I didn't really compare them side by side. But it says that this creates a really natural, elegant glow, and I definitely think it holds that claim. It's so glowy, and it just looks like it's coming from within. So I really, really like that. Alright, so that was it, and I will check in with you guys after 1 or 2 hours, and let me show you the time right now. It is 9:30, so it's been exactly 3 hours since I've had this foundation on. And it's still going strong. Alright, so it is now 11:30. Let me show you the time right here. It's not focusing, but whatever. And let's see how the foundation is holding up. So apart from it separating a little bit around the nose, it's still going strong. There's nothing coming off on my fingers when I touch my face. Even on my nose and forehead, it's not that oily. It's a little bit greasy, of course, but I mean, it looks fine. It feels fine. That's pretty impressive. All right, let's see how this foundation holds up for 2 more hours, and after that, I think it would be okay if I take it off. All right, so the time now is 1:16. I just had lunch and it was hot. And when I eat hot food or hot or like spicy foods, my nose tends to run. So pretty much I kind of rubbed around my nose. So let's see. Yeah, right underneath my nose where I rubbed it, it's kind of faded. Around the nose, it hasn't separated anymore since the first 3 hours. I think it actually looks a little bit better because the separated foundation kind of melted back into the skin, so I don't know. On the cheeks, the makeup looks pretty nice. The lighting is terrible right now. I don't know why. What are you doing? Right now, it is 1:19, so let's say it's 1:30, then it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So it's been 6 hours. My 4.5 out of 5 still stands very strongly. I definitely recommend this foundation for those of you who are looking for a more full coverage, long-lasting formula. I am definitely happy with it. You know, if I put a powder on top or a setting spray, I feel like it would have like lasted. I mean, not that it didn't last anyway. So yeah, apart from the scent, I love this foundation. And I think I'm going to be reaching for it again when I want a full coverage foundation. And yeah. Also, this highlighter, it's still standing. It's still there, still glowing, creating that dewy finish that we all love and want and adore. If you guys want to buy them, I'm not gonna stop you at all. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from this video, but if you didn't, I hope you guys at least enjoyed the video. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.